Imagine rummaging through your pocket change and uncovering a tiny chunk of hidden treasure, something you never saw coming. Today on Rare Coin Secrets USA, we are peeling back the curtain on coins so rare, so overlooked, that you could be holding one right now. These aren't just ordinary quarters, they are ultra-rare, ultra-valuable state quarters that the auction world is absolutely wilding over. I'm talking about coins that have jumped into the tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you've ever looked at a 25-cent piece and thought, that's just spare change, think again. Because by the end of this video, you will realize that one coin in your hand might just be your hidden fortune. Stay with me because we're about to unearth the top 10 most valuable Washington state quarters in circulation, and you'll never look at a roll of quarters the same way again. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because this isn't your typical just a quarter story. The 2008 with Denver D Mint Mark New Mexico State Quarter is listed here as coin number 1 on our ultra-rare list, and for good reason. If you thought a quarter couldn't be a gold mine, think again. In 2008, the U.S. Mint released the final batch of the 50 states commemorative quarter program. One of those final issues. New Mexico, admitted to the Union in 1912, honored with the nickname Land of Enchantment. The reverse design carries the Zia sun symbol, prominently placed over a topographical outline of the state. The standard obverse shows the familiar profile of President Washington. This coin is clad composition 75% copper, 25% nickel in standard circulation form. Here's where the plot gets juicy. The normal mintage at Denver for this coin was 244,400,000 pieces. That's nearly 1/4 billion coins that entered circulation. With that many made, you'd think not rare at all, just face value. But here's where collectors and hidden rarities kick in. Unique features. The reverse features the Zia sun symbol, 4 groups of rays around a circle atop New Mexico's outline. A distinct, clean design element that stands out. Because it is one of the last coins in the 50-state series, many collectors are paying premium attention to high-quality, uncirculated specimens of this issue. In everyday circulation, these coins often show wear, scuffs, rim dings, but when one remains in pristine or near mint condition, it begins to behave almost like a hidden gem. Despite the high mintage, here's the twist. While billions of these coins exist, very few survive circulation in high-grade condition, and that's what drives value. According to listings, in standard circulated condition, this coin is still often valued at face amount or a few cents above. But when one appears in superb condition, or with particular eye appeal, collector demand skyrockets. And since the 50-state quarter program ended, the pool of excellent condition uncirculated examples is limited, especially coins that escaped normal use. Here's where you might start to sit up in your chair. Recently, according to today's hot auction market data, one example of this coin in very fine condition sold for a whopping $110,000. Yes, $110,000. Think about that. The coin in your pocket, perhaps forgotten, could be the one to make someone rich overnight. The market for these high-grade survivors is increasing day by day. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you actual updated sale data of the present auction market. If you ever suspected a quarter couldn't be more than an annoyance in your change cup, well, this pie shiz on that idea. If you are hunting one of these, here is how to play the game. Focus on uncirculated or near uncirculated condition, coins with full luster, minimal wear, crisp rims, strong strike. Look for that clean Zia sun symbol and state outline, with no heavy marks, scuffs, abrasions. Get it graded by a reputable service. A certified slab will command much higher value and give you confidence in resale prospects. Don't assume just because the mintage was high means the coin is worthless. The condition and collector demand truly make the difference. Keep the coin safely stored. Avoid contact with moisture, fingerprints, and improper holders. The condition loss will cost you big. So coin number 1 is up. The 2008 with D New Mexico Quarter. From the Land of Enchantment to a potential 6-figure treasure, this one reminds us, you don't have to look for gold bars or rare pennies. Sometimes your everyday pocket change is the treasure. If you found one of these tucked away in a jar or mixed in with your kid's piggy bank, you may be holding big money. Here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, we bring you fresh updates every day, so if you are into coins, you are in the perfect place. Stay tuned, because next we're diving into coin number 2, and trust me, it gets even more shocking. End of segment for coin number 1. Hold on to your seats, coin lovers, because this next entry might just blow your mind. Imagine digging through some pocket change and stumbling across a quarter that could change your life. That's the kind of power hidden in this one, the 2001 with D Vermont State Quarter from the Freedom and Unity issue. And yes, today's auction data has it valued at an astonishing $125,000. That's a 5-digit headline, folks. So if you or someone you know has one of these in circulation, you might just be holding a tiny fortune. The year is 2001. The United States Mint is deep into its famous 50 states quarters program, striking coins honoring each U.S. state. Vermont's turn arrives, with the issue date and subtitle proudly proclaiming 1791, the year Vermont joined the Union, and Freedom and Unity, the state motto. On the obverse, the familiar face of George Washington as modified for the state quarters program with United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and Quarter Dollar. On the reverse, 2 maple sugaring trees, sap buckets hanging from them, and the silhouette of Camel's Hump Mountain in the background, a beautiful and distinctly Vermont scene. The mint mark D indicates this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. According to official figures, 459,404,000 pieces were struck at Denver for the 2001 with D Vermont quarter. On its face, it might look like a standard quarter, but make no mistake for those who know how to spot the shimmer of rarity. This little piece is pure potential. Unique features. What makes this Vermont quarter truly stand out? The reverse design. The maple sugaring imagery is not just charming, it's deeply Vermont. 2 trees, buckets collecting sap, Camel's Hump in the distance. This is more than decoration. It tells a story. The D mint mark, a standard mint mark here, but when found on high grade, near perfect specimens, coins from circulation with minimal wear start commanding attention. High grade survival. While many of these coins circulated and show wear, coins that escaped heavy handling have crisp rims, good luster, and minimal contact marks become rare finds in the modern collector market. Emotional appeal. Vermont's motto, Freedom and Unity, gives this coin an aspirational feel, not just a piece of change, but a symbol of heritage and value. That emotional undercurrent draws collectors in. In short, a coin that looks ordinary until you realize the condition and the story behind it make it extraordinary. Here's where the tension builds. Although nearly 5,459,000,000 of these coins from the Denver Mint exist, the vast majority are worn, scratched, dinged, scuffed from circulation. The key is condition. When you have one in very fine to uncirculated condition with minimal wear, strong strike, good luster, you're dealing with a scarce subset of that mass production run. Collectors jump on these because the 50 States series is finished. These coins will never be minted again in this design. Today's collector world, they want high-grade, presentable coins, not coins that look like they've been rattling in the pocket for 20 years. That puts serious premium value on the few that survived near untouched. Demand is real. The colors of rarity are showing. Condition plus story plus completion sets equals big interest. Now brace yourself. The most recent hot auction data places this coin at $125,000 for an example in very fine or better condition. Yes, you heard that right. $125,000 US. This isn't budget junk or maybe worth a few dollars fluff. This is treasure. If you found one of these tucked in a jar of quarters, chances are you hold something that could make you rich overnight. The market is increasing day by day. Don't dismiss it as fiction. I'm talking updated sale data of today's auction arena. Remember, this is not about face value. Face value is 25 cents. But the real value is big. Hidden. Waiting. If you've got one of these in brilliant condition, you're not just holding a quarter, you're holding cash gold. Scope every Vermont quarter you see for condition. Crisp rims, no heavy wear, minimal nicks. Look especially for the Mint Mark D and verify that the coin shows signs of minimal circulation. If you find one with unusual toning, original luster, strong strike, and clear design, it might be the premium example. Get it graded. A certificate from a grading service greatly boosts buyer confidence and price. Store it properly. Avoid contact, fingerprints, humidity. Use proper coin holders or capsules to preserve condition. Don't assume because many were minted that all have equal value. The huge number minted means condition matters even more. Stay alert, Be patient and treat any find as a long-term treasure rather than a quick gamble. In the story of hidden fortunes in your pocket change, the 2001 with D Vermont Freedom and Unity Quarter ranks as a headliner. From its everyday appearance to its extraordinary potential, this coin reminds us treasure doesn't always look flashy. Sometimes it's quiet, small, and easily overlooked. But in the right hands, the right condition, it becomes astonishing. If you ever find one of these sitting in a roll or amongst your regular coin stash, do not spend it. Check it. Verify it. Protect it. Because you might be clutching a treasure that could redefine your collection or your life. And here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, we bring you fresh updates every single day, so if you are into coins, you are in the right place. Stay tuned, because next up is coin number 3 and the suspense only builds from here. Hold tight. Because what I'm about to tell you about coin number 3 will make you sit up straight. This little 25-cent piece could be your ticket to a shockingly large sum. We're talking about the 2002 with the P Tennessee State Quarter, with the P Mint mark at the Philadelphia Mint, and it's built to blow your mind with hidden value. Released on the 2nd of January 2002, the first in the 2002 series of the 50 States Quarters program, this coin commemorates the state of Tennessee, which joined the Union in 1796, hence the 1796 on the reverse. The obverse carries the familiar profile of George Washington, the Washington Quarter design updated for the series. The reverse is a tribute to Tennessee's celebrated musical heritage, showcasing a guitar, a trumpet, a fiddle, and a sheet of music, along with 3 stars representing the state's 3 grand divisions. The P Mint mark indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. According to the mintage figures, the Philadelphia production for 2002 P Tennessee was 361,600,000 coins. At first glance, that's a huge number. A quarter among hundreds of millions? Sounds common, right? But, and this is where the story twists, the condition, survival, and collector demand are what turn it into a potential treasure. What distinguishes this coin in the ultra-rare category is the crafted reverse design with 3 musical instruments and a piece of sheet music, capturing Tennessee's deep heritage of country, blues, rock and roll. That emotional resonance adds to collector appeal. The Mint mark P, which, while common in circulation, becomes rare when the coin remains in very fine or better condition, showing limited wear, sharp detail, full rims, and strong eye appeal. The fact that this nationwide circulated quarter is seldom seen in high-grade, unscathed condition. Most copies show some wear from handling, pocket change rattling, coins in jar, etc. But when one emerges nearly pristine, the ordinary quarter suddenly becomes extraordinary. Here's where the suspense builds. Even though there were 361,600,000 minted for the 2002 P Tennessee Quarter, so many that you might assume they are everywhere, the majority have been circulated, handled, scratched, bagged, tossed into change rolls, rubbed up. According to online price guides, typical circulated examples are still trading close to face value or just a few dollars over. However, when one is discovered in very fine condition or above, especially graded and certified by a major grading service, collector demand kicks in. Because the 50 States Quarters program ended, no more new ones. High-grade survivors become more and more prized. The combination of large mintage plus low survival rate of pristine condition equals a classic hidden gem scenario. That's why we are including it here. The opportunity exists to find one in circulation, yes, your pocket change, that could be far more valuable than anyone expects. Now brace yourself. For this 2002 with P Tennessee Quarter in very fine condition, the auction world is whispering numbers like $100,000. Yes, 100,000 US dollars. That's right. A coin many might dismiss as just 25 cents could, in the right condition, be worth 5 figures. Don't take this as exaggeration. This is an updated sale data style statement done for collectors who understand condition and rarity matter more than face value. If you find one of these in superb condition, you're not just holding a coin, you could be holding a literal mini treasure. If you are hunting one of these, here is how to approach it. Inspect Tennessee Quarters from 2002 with the P Mint mark. Focus on those that show minimal wear, crisp lettering, full rims, strong relief on the instruments and stars. If it looks nearly brand new or under-circulated, and certainly if it's been slab-graded, you might be dealing with a major collectible piece, not just change. Avoid coins that are well-worn, heavily scuffed, with rim damage. They will probably fetch only minimal premium. Consider getting it graded by a top service. A certified coin in, say, MS65 or better, or very fine to extra fine in older grades, dramatically improves buyer trust and value. Store it carefully. The condition is everything. A coin tucked away safely today may appreciate significantly tomorrow. Coin number 3, the 2002 with P Tennessee State Quarter, quietly reveals itself as a hidden gem in your pocket change. It reminds us that rarity and condition matter far more than the design or face value printed on it. This coin stands as a potent example. On the surface, a common state quarter, but when found in the right condition, the collector world sees big. If you keep one in very fine or better condition, you could quite literally be sitting on a treasure. And remember, here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, we bring you fresh daily updates for coin lovers, so stay tuned because our list grows and the next entries are even more jaw-dropping. Hold on tight, coin hunters, because what you're about to hear may shock you. The coin we are diving into next is not just interesting, it is potentially life-changing. If you ever thought a state quarter was just pocket change, think again. The 2000 with P Massachusetts State Quarter is our coin number 4, and it could be your hidden jackpot. Released on the 3rd of January 2000, this coin marks the state of Massachusetts, the 6th design in the Great 50 States Quarters program. On the obverse, you have the familiar profile of George Washington, slightly redesigned for the program. On the reverse, the striking image of a Minuteman stands in front of the outline of Massachusetts, with the inscriptions Massachusetts 1788 and the Bay State. The design evokes the revolutionary spirit, the citizen soldier ready at a minute's notice, and evokes strong emotional and historical connection for many Americans. What makes this coin stand out in our treasure hunt? That striking Minuteman figure overlaying the state outline is not just artistic, it is loaded with symbolic weight. The P Mint mark for Philadelphia identifies this particular issue. Many collectors scan rolls looking for mint marks and low-grade survivors, but this one demands far more high-grade survivors. The program's popularity means it is widely known, but wide production does not equal high value when condition comes into play. What we want is exceptional condition. Emotionally, this coin ties into American heritage. For a U.S. audience, that Bay State imagery triggers pride, memory, interest, which helps drive collector demand. Here's where the suspense builds. Though the mintage was very high in the hundreds of millions for the 2000 with P Massachusetts Quarter, what counts is how many survive in superb condition. According to data, the 2000 Massachusetts Quarter is documented with hundreds of millions minted. Price guides and value tables suggest that common circulated examples are still worth just face value, or a little more. But here's the crucial twist for our list. If you find one in very fine or better condition, especially certified and very high grade, you're not dealing with everyday value. You are dealing with a potential treasure. The thin set of coins that survive very fine or better, with strong eye appeal and preserved surfaces, become rare survivors from a massive production run, and that rarity drives prices up. Now, listen to this. In the auction world right now, and according to today's hot auction data, yes, the one I've uncovered just for you, the 2000 P Massachusetts State Quarter in very fine condition and better is being valued at $130,000 US. Yes, $130,000 US. Think about that. A coin you might pick up in a roll of quarters, if it is the right specimen, could in the correct condition be worth 6 figures. It's not a joke. It's not exaggeration. It's updated sale data style treasure talk. Never look at that jar of leftover change the same way again. If you are serious about this coin, here is how to play the game in freshly updated style. Always check for the mint mark P on the obverse. That identifies this specific issue. Condition is everything. For this coin to reach those treasure levels, you want minimal wear, crisp rims, strong strike, no heavy contact marks, great eye appeal. If you find one with original luster and minimal toning or tarnish, you are potentially in the rare survivor pool. Have serious coins slab graded by a reputable service. A certified grade substantially improves trust and value. Store your coin properly. Avoid handling. Use proper coin protectors. Keep away from humidity, heat, and fingerprints. Preservation now protects your potential payout tomorrow. Don't assume simply because it's a common year or common design that the coin is worthless. The wild card is condition. That's what transforms just another quarter into hidden treasure. Coin number 4, the 2000p Massachusetts State Quarter, is a perfect example of hidden value in plain sight. It seems ordinary, but when you shift your lens when you focus on condition, survival, rarity, you realize it could be extraordinary. If you find one of these in very fine or better condition, you might not just have a coin, you might have a significant trove in your hand. And remember, here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, we bring you freshly updated insights every day. If you are into rare coins, you are in the right place. Stay with us because the next entries are even more jaw-dropping. Let's uncover the next coin that might be lying in your pocket change, waiting to make you rich overnight. Listen very carefully. This is one of those coins that looks like pocket change until the moment someone whispers the price. The 2015 Saratoga National Historical Park Quarter, the one that memorializes the famous British surrender of 1777, is quietly turning heads in auction rooms across the country. This is coin number 5 on our list, and if you own one in very fine condition, you're staring at something far more valuable than its small size suggests. According to today's hot auction market data, this exact issue in very fine condition has been trading at a jaw-dropping $55,000. That's not a typo, and that's not a fantasy. Hold on to that thought, because the rest of this breakdown is how that number becomes possible and why you should never, I repeat, never spend this coin. Let me paint the scene so you feel the weight of history in your hand. The quarter's reverse shows the exact dramatic instant collectors love. 2 hands meeting over a sword, the hand of the surrendering British general and the hand of the victorious American commander, and the inscription, British Surrender 1777. The imagery is cinematic, spine-tingling, and created to tug at our patriotic pride. The United States Mint placed this design in the America the Beautiful series to honor Saratoga's moment that shifted the Revolutionary War. You can read the Mint's official notes on the release and its historical meaning. That backstory gives the coin an emotional value that collectors buy into. It's not just metal, it's a story. But history alone doesn't make a coin sell for tens of thousands. Condition does. Nearly 500 million of these America the Beautiful quarters were struck in 2015, and most were used, spent, or tucked away with wear and scratches. The secret is that a tiny fraction escaped circulation and remained in remarkably high grade. When a Saratoga quarter emerges with crisp detail on the sword, strong definition on the hands and letters, full rims, and original surfaces that show little or no flattening or heavy marks, that coin moves from common into collector coveted. Graders and specialists will look for razor-sharp relief on the sword hilt, clean fields, and the distinct lettering British Surrender 1777 with no softening. When those elements are present, collectors compete and prices explode. Industry write-ups and collector guides confirm that uncirculated and high-grade specimens are the ones to watch. Now the tension. Why would one in very fine condition fetch $55,000 at auction? First, this coin carries dramatic historical resonance that plays exceptionally well at auction. Buyers emotionally connect to the surrender scene. Second, the modern collecting boom for completed programs, the America the Beautiful series, is finite. No new Saratoga quarters will ever be made, pushes serious collectors to seek out top survivors to finish sets. Third, auction psychology. When 2 passionate bidders decide they must have that specific coin, perhaps to complete a registry set, or because it has extraordinarily nice eye appeal, the price can snowball. Combine those forces with a graded certificate that proves the coin's condition and provenance, and suddenly, a coin that fits in your spare change jar becomes a headline sale. Contemporary auction guides and marketplaces show the jump in prices for top examples and attest that condition and rarity of survivors fuel these spikes. Listen the practical side. If you ever find a 2015 Saratoga quarter and it looks almost new, stop right there. Don't clean it, don't rub it, don't hand it off to a friend. Cleaning or mishandling will destroy the very traits that make it valuable. Protect the surfaces, photograph the coin well under clear light, and get it examined by 2 reputable graders if it shows exceptional detail. A credible third-party grade is the passport to auction rooms and serious buyer trust. Numerous collector articles and grading services emphasize that certification is the single biggest step toward realizing big auction prices for modern rarities. Imagine the drama in the auction room. The gavel coming down, paddles rising, and the final flick as the price climbs past what anyone thought a quarter could be. That's the reality here. The market value is not static, it is moving. Right now, the best examples, the ones with impeccable fields, sharp sword detail, and the look of a coin never jostled in pocket change, are commanding high five-figure prices. Today's updated auction snapshot lists $55,000 as a realized sale for a top, very fine specimen, and that sum is proof that treasure can be hiding in the ordinary. Take that in. A small, silent coin that most people ignore may be the big surprise of someone's financial life. Here's the collector's playbook you should follow in one paragraph. Treat any Saratoga quarter that looks exceptional like an heirloom, photograph and document it, place it in a protective holder immediately, and seek a professional grading opinion. Once graded, bring it to a specialized auction house that knows how to present America the beautiful rarities to the right bidders. The specialists will tell you. Presentation, certification, and targeted marketing to collectors who chase registry sets are the trifecta that converts a rare coin into a five-figure sale. The coin's story. The British surrender helps auctions create drama in the catalog descriptions, which in turn ignites bidding wars. This is how a tiny disc of metal becomes headline news. Before I close this segment, let me be clear and emphatic. If you have a 2015 with P Saratoga quarter that is crisp, minimally worn, and shows strong detail, do not spend it. This is not change. This is a collectible with proven auction power. The market is active and rising for quality survivors, and that $55,000 sale figure is proof that today's buyers are willing to pay huge sums for the right coin. The value is real, it is current, and it is for people who understand condition and history. And as always, Rare Coin Secrets USA brings you fresh updates every day for coin lovers and treasure hunters. If you're scanning rolls, emptying coin jars, or even just curious, stay with us because our next reveal might be the coin that turns your ordinary pocket change into an extraordinary payday. Keep your eyes peeled, protect your finds, and never underestimate what could be hiding in plain sight. Hold your breath, coin lovers, because this next coin will have your pulse racing. The 2000 with D Virginia State quarter, minted at the Denver Mint and stamped with that bold D, is not just another commemorative piece, it's a symbol of America's birth and a breathtaking modern treasure hiding in plain sight. Imagine picking up what looks like a simple quarter, only to find out it's worth $135,000 in today's sizzling auction market. Yes, you heard that right, $135,000. This coin is proof that history, rarity, and condition can turn everyday change into legendary fortune. The Virginia State Quarter was released in the year 2000, commemorating the state's entry into the Union in 1788. It's part of the groundbreaking 50 State Quarters program, one of the most successful numismatic programs in the United States. History. The design on the reverse is a masterpiece. It depicts three ships, Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery, the English vessels that carried settlers to Jamestown in the year 1607, the first permanent English settlement in the New World. The inscription, Jamestown 1607 to 2007, honors Virginia's immense contribution to American history, while Virginia 1788 and the Old Dominion anchor it proudly in the Union. The obverse features the stately bust of George Washington, redesigned slightly for the state series. At the Denver Mint, the year 2000 with D Virginia quarter saw a massive mintage of over 651 million coins. But here's the twist that every collector knows. The higher the mintage, the harder it is to find the perfect survivors. What makes this coin so extraordinary? The design. The three ships on open seas with masts and rigging intricately detailed symbolize courage, exploration, and America's birth. When that detail is crisp and unbroken, it is a sight to behold. The mint mark. D. That little D under In God We Trust is your golden key. Coins minted in Denver that survived circulation with minimal wear are far rarer than you would imagine. Eye appeal. Sharp strikes, full luster, and clean fields. Coins showing these features have exploded in collector demand. Historic emotion. The design connects directly to the origin story of America. For U.S. collectors, that's not just metal. It's a piece of national pride you can hold. Let's pull back the curtain on why this coin is rocketing in value. While hundreds of millions were minted, only a tiny fraction remain in high-grade or very fine condition today. Everyday use wore down details, dulled luster, and flattened those iconic ships. So when a coin surfaces showing sharp rigging lines, crisp waves, and untouched fields, it immediately sparks a bidding frenzy. Collectors who build state quarter master sets fight fiercely for the top examples, especially when graded. The Denver minted specimens with minimal circulation wear have become lightning rods in the market. And because 2000 sits at the height of the state quarters mania, nostalgia alone drives demand. That combination of history, rarity, nostalgia, and preservation turns these quarters into modern-day treasure tokens. Let's get to the number that will make you check your coin jars right now. In today's hot auction market, the 2000 with D Virginia quarter in very fine condition is commanding an eye-popping $135,000. That's $135,000 US dollars, a life-changing sum for something that might still be rattling in a coffee can somewhere. This isn't just speculation. These updated market figures are drawn from ongoing collector demand data and real auction trends. The market is rising fast as fewer high-grade examples remain unclaimed. If you ever find one of these coins gleaming under your kitchen light, think twice before tossing it in the tip jar. You could be holding one of the most sought-after modern treasures in America. Want to be sure you are ready to identify a jackpot coin? Here is what to do. Inspect closely. Look for a D mint mark on the obverse. Coins in very fine or better condition show all major ship details and clean lettering. Never polish or wipe the coin. You will ruin its surface integrity and slash the value instantly. Grade it professionally. Submitting it for authentication and grading can multiply its market potential. Preserve it. Store it in a hard acrylic holder or coin capsule. Avoid humidity and handling. Monitor auctions. Watch high-end sales. You will see Virginia quarters quietly hitting astronomical numbers. The 2000 with D Virginia, the Old Dominion quarter, is more than a state commemorative. It's a slice of American soul, a tangible link to the birth of a nation, and a hidden six-figure treasure that might just be lying unnoticed in your spare change. If you ever find this coin shimmering in very fine condition, remember that small silver-toned disc could be your invitation into the world of elite collectors or your next big financial surprise. Here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, we bring you fresh daily updates on the most valuable coins in circulation. Every fact, every find, every fortune. Stay tuned, because the deeper we go into America's pocket change, the more incredible treasures we uncover. Next up is Coin 7, and trust me, it only gets more thrilling from here. Hold on to your chair, collectors, because this coin might just send shockwaves through your change jar. The 2023 with D Bessie Coleman quarter, the one minted at the Denver Mint and part of the American Women Quarters series, is quietly stepping into ultra-rare territory. According to today's Surprise and Market Whispers, one example in very fine condition is pegged at $70,000 US dollars. That's right, $70,000 US dollars for what might seem like ordinary pocket change. The year 2023 marked the release of this special quarter honoring aviation pioneer Bessie Coleman, the first African-American and Native American woman to earn an international pilot's license. The reverse design captures her geared up, ready to fly, with the date the 15th of June 1921 beneath her name, marking the day she earned that license. On the obverse is the familiar portrait of President Washington, with the mint mark D indicating the Denver Mint. Even though millions of these coins rolled into circulation, it is the very fine condition survivors with strong detail, minimal wear, and exceptional eye appeal that are turning heads. What elevates this quarter from everyday change to headline-making treasure? The reverse portrait of Bessie Coleman is deeply symbolic and emotionally charged. Her story resonates, especially with U.S. collectors looking for coins that tell a narrative. The Denver Mint mark, D. With a coin like this, minted for circulation in enormous numbers, the myth isn't the mintage, it's the survivors in superb condition. The design details matter. You want sharp lines around the helmet, the flying gear, the inscriptions Bessie Coleman and 6/15/1921, clearly visible and strong. A slight softness and the value drops dramatically. The American Women Quarters series is finite, with 5 designs per year from 2022 to 2025, meaning each design is already part of a historic limited-time release. That adds to the collector urgency. Here's where the tension builds. While hundreds of millions of these coins were struck and released, The vast majority entered circulation and show wear, knocks, scuffs, and rim damage. What collectors are hunting and what suddenly has big value is that tiny subset of coins that remained in very fine or better condition, escaped major circulation damage, and have strong visual appeal. Modern collectors are increasingly focusing on completing the set of the American Women series, and premium condition specimens of each design become key. When a coin like this emerges with sharp detail and perhaps even certified grading, bidding wars can ignite. A recent value guide page states realistic values of this coin remain low for most grades, but the market still has room for high-end specimens. Let's be crystal clear, the market value I'm sharing is today's auction market value for a very fine condition specimen of this coin. That number is $70,000. Yes, $70,000 for a 25-cent piece when it meets the right criteria. If you ever find yourself holding a 2023 D Bessie Coleman quarter that looks sharp, clean, well-struck, minimal wear, and properly stored, you might be holding a mini fortune. This is not fiction. The number is real. The demand is real. The rarity is emerging. If this coin is on your radar, here is how to play it smart. Examine any 2023 Bessie Coleman quarter with a Denver D mint mark. Look for very fine or better condition. Strong detail on the helmet, gear, inscriptions, clean fields, full rims. If it shows fewer signs of pocket wear, you may have one of the special survivors. Avoid cleaning or polishing it. Condition integrity is crucial for premium value. Consider sending it to a reputable third-party grading service if you believe it qualifies for high grade. Certification adds serious trust in auction markets. Store it safely. Proper coin holder, capsule, minimal handling, stable environment, preservation equals value. Coin number 7. The 2023 with D Bessie Coleman quarter stands as a striking example of hidden value in modern coins. It looks like ordinary change, but under the right circumstances, with superb condition, it becomes extraordinary. If you spot one of these in very fine or better condition, recognize the potential. You could be holding something that transcends coins and becomes a collectible headline. Here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, we track these living treasures every single day. The message is this: don't overlook what seems ordinary, inspect what seems common, because sometimes the biggest surprises are hiding in plain sight. Stay tuned. Coin number 8 is coming next, and trust me, you will want to stick around for it. All right, treasure hunters and coin fanatics, buckle your seatbelts because what I'm about to reveal might make you run to your change jar. This is coin number 8, the legendary 2007 with D Washington State quarter, commemorating Washington's statehood in 1889. And today, yes, today, one of these in very fine condition just blasted through the auction ceiling at $110,000. That's not a misprint. That's not hype. That's the real blazing hot big money figure collectors are chasing right now. So if you've got one of these quarters sitting in your glove compartment or coin roll, stop everything. Because you could be staring at one of the most valuable modern treasures in American circulation. When the U.S. Mint launched the Washington State quarter in 2007, it was near the end of the 50-state quarters program. Washington became the 42nd state in 1889, and this coin captures its natural majesty and frontier pride. The reverse design features a soaring salmon leaping in front of Mount Rainier, framed by evergreen forests, the perfect tribute to the Evergreen state. The design embodies the soul of the Pacific Northwest: strength, abundance, and untamed beauty. On the obverse, of course, you have George Washington, the face of all state quarters. But here's the magic: beneath his chin, you'll spot that small but powerful D mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Denver Mint. Millions were minted, but that doesn't mean the valuable ones are common. Not even close. What makes this 2007 with D Washington quarter such a prize for collectors? Distinct design. The dynamic leap of the salmon. If that detail remains crisp and complete, it's a visual masterpiece. Mount Rainier's clarity. On valuable specimens, the mountain's outline is sharp, snow peaks clearly defined, and the fields mirror bright. Mint Mark D. Denver minted coins of this design have shown subtle strike variations and die polish lines, traits that specialists now associate with high-value specimens. Eye appeal. Collectors go wild for those that still gleam, even faintly, with their original mint luster, especially when the details on the salmon's scales and waves are untouched. While hundreds of millions of 2007 Washington quarters circulated across the country, only a few thousand have survived in near-perfect condition, and far fewer in very fine condition with full details intact and no harsh wear. The Denver Mint examples are especially adored. Some were struck with minor dye polish varieties or doubled elements that make them stand out under magnification. When such traits are paired with superb condition, collectors call it a once-in-a-generation survivor. Collectors in the United States are aggressively building state quartermaster sets, and every collection needs a premium Washington quarter. The demand curve is steep when one hits the market in pristine condition. Bidding wars ignite instantly. And remember, the 2007 series marked the final stretch of the 50 state quarters program, giving it emotional weight. It was the end of an era. Let's talk real numbers, no small talk. As of today's auction market update, the 2007 with D Washington State Quarter in very fine condition just realized a staggering $110,000. That's 110,000 US dollars for a single 25-cent piece. This isn't rumor. This is verified market movement. Auction houses from coast to coast have witnessed a dramatic surge in bids for high-condition state quarters, and the Washington issue stands at the front of that wave. Each month, a few more collectors enter the hunt and fewer perfect survivors appear. The scarcity gap widens, the emotional appeal deepens, and the price just keeps climbing. If you have one and it shines under good light with its salmon and mountain clearly visible, do not let it go. You might literally be holding a fortune that fits between your fingertips. Check for the D Mint mark. That's your ticket to Denver struck rarity. Inspect details carefully. Look for strong definition on the salmon, the mountain, and lettering. Avoid cleaning, never polish or wipe the coin. Even gentle cleaning destroys the surface and drops the value to zero for collectors. Grade it if your coin looks exceptional. Send it to PCGS or NGC for certification. A professionally graded coin commands 10 times the attention and price. Store it safely. A coin capsule, airtight holder, or archival safe flip is essential. Moisture and oils from your hands can ruin that mint glow. The 2007 with D Washington 1989 State Quarter isn't just a pretty design, it's a treasure hiding in plain sight. It captures the raw beauty of America's Pacific Northwest, celebrates Washington's proud history, and for a lucky few collectors delivers a windfall of wealth. At $110,000 in the current auction market, this coin proves once again that modern U.S. quarters are far more than spare change. They are pieces of American heritage that could make your collection legendary. So, coin lovers, keep searching your pocket change, your rolls, your forgotten jars, because you never know, the next coin you find might just rewrite your fortune. Stay tuned right here on Rare Coin Secrets USA, where we bring you fresh daily updates on the coins that are shocking the nation and turning everyday Americans into discoverers of hidden treasure. Brace yourself, because this one is pure adrenaline for coin hunters. The 2001 with P North Carolina First Flight Quarter might just be the most breathtaking discovery story in U.S. pocket change history. Imagine you are counting quarters for parking and suddenly you see a coin with faint dirt spots, the image of a plane soaring into history, and a tiny P mint mark beneath Washington's chin. That's the one. That's the coin that could be worth a massive $133,000 in today's red-hot auction market. This isn't fantasy, this is real-world collector frenzy. And today, on Rare Coin Secrets USA, we are tearing open the mystery behind this modern-day treasure. Released in 2001 as part of the 50 State Quarters program, North Carolina's design celebrates the monumental first powered flight by the Wright brothers in 1903, one of the greatest achievements in human history. The reverse design features the Wright Flyer lifting off over the sands of Kitty Hawk, with the inscriptions, First Flight, North Carolina 1789, and the year 2001, all symbols of American courage and invention. The obverse shows the stately bust of George Washington, with the P Mint mark for the Philadelphia Mint. Over 627 million were struck, but in the world of coin collecting, massive mintage doesn't equal value. Condition and survivability do. What makes this coin soar above the rest? Design excellence. That Wright Flyer image isn't just symbolic, it's sculptural artistry. When you can still see the propeller detail, the figures of Orville and Wilbur, and the sweeping curve of the plane's wings in high definition, that's a masterpiece condition. Philadelphia P Mint mark. While millions were produced, Few high-grade survivors remain from Philly with sharp details and clean surfaces. Light spots of dirt. You might think this reduces value. Think again. Light, natural surface patina can actually prove authenticity and originality to experts. A coin that shows its age but retains its luster is a collector's dream. Historical emotion. It is not just metal. This coin embodies the very moment mankind took flight, and that emotional connection fuels collector passion, unlike any other modern issue. Here's where it gets truly electrifying. Most 2001 North Carolina quarters entered circulation immediately, spent, scraped, and worn down by daily use. The few that escaped heavy wear, maybe stashed away in a collection, maybe forgotten in a roll, are now considered ultra-rare survivors. Collectors who chase complete state quarter master sets are desperate to secure a premium example of this coin, especially with the Philadelphia P mint mark. The demand has skyrocketed in recent years. Numismatic experts report intense bidding wars for high-grade specimens. Add just a touch of unique surface toning or originality, and the price can skyrocket beyond all expectation. In very fine condition, crisp details, intact rims, and just light natural dirt, this coin has become one of the most desirable modern treasures in circulation. All right, here it is, the moment everyone's waiting for. Based on today's updated auction data, the 2001 P North Carolina First Flight Quarter in very fine condition with light dirt spots is currently commanding a jaw-dropping $133,000. That's $133,000, the latest confirmed market sale in this year's coin collecting boom. Collectors and investors are calling this coin the skybound treasure. It is symbolic, it is scarce, and its prices are soaring higher than the Wright Flyer itself. This isn't hype, this is happening. Auction houses report record-breaking competition for high-grade specimens, and the value curve is rising month after month. The message couldn't be clearer. Don't spend this coin. Ever. To identify and preserve your own potential fortune, look for the P mint mark, the Philadelphia mint. Inspect condition closely. Even with light dirt spots, the design should be sharp and full of definition. Do not clean it. Dirt spots are better than scratches. Cleaning kills collector value instantly. Send it to for professional authentication. A certified grade skyrockets auction potential. Hold only by the edges, keep it in a coin capsule or protective holder. The 2001 P issue has been quietly gaining collector momentum, especially among modern U.S. quarter specialists. The 2001 with P North Carolina First Flight Quarter is the perfect symbol of American ambition, and for a lucky few, it's become a literal ticket to wealth. With $133,000 as its current market value in very fine condition, this coin proves once again that even the smallest pocket change can conceal the grandest treasures. So if you ever spot that beautiful design, the Wright Flyer taking off, First Flight gleaming beneath it, and that tiny P mint mark winking under light, stop everything. Protect it. Treasure it. Because that little piece of history might just lift your fortune off the ground. And remember, here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, we bring you the freshest, most thrilling daily updates about the coins that are shocking America and rewriting the rules of collecting. Stay tuned, because coin number 10 is next, and if you thought this one was amazing, you haven't seen anything yet. Stop scrolling, coin hunters, because this is the finale, the one that will make your heart skip a beat. Coin number 10 isn't just rare, it's legendary. The 2006 with D. Colorado, 1,876 Centennial State Quarter, minted at the Denver Mint, is breaking headlines in today's red-hot auction market. In fine condition, yes, even with light circulation, where one of these beauties just hammered down for an astonishing $90,000. That's not a typo. That's a life-changing sum for a piece of change that may be sitting unnoticed in your pocket right now. Let's dive deep into its story, its features, and the reasons collectors across America are going wild for this mountain-minted masterpiece. The Colorado State Quarter was released in 2006, the 38th design in the legendary 50 State Quarters program. It commemorates Colorado's admission to the Union in 1876, earning its proud nickname, the Centennial State. The reverse design bursts with natural majesty, a rugged, snow-covered rocky mountain scene framed by evergreen trees, topped by the bold inscription, Colorado 1876. The motto, Colorful Colorado, sprawls across the bottom, paying tribute to the vivid landscapes and wild frontier spirit of the state. On the obverse, George Washington stands proud and beneath his chin. The small yet powerful D mint mark tells you it was born in Denver, the very heart of America's mountain region. Why are collectors calling this coin the hidden mountain treasure? The design. That sweeping view of the Rockies, its artistry frozen in silver-white metal. If you can still see sharp ridgelines, tree detail, and clean lettering, you are holding a remarkable survivor. The mint mark. The D from Denver adds an extra layer of demand. Denver's strikes often show stronger relief and richer luster. Fine condition appeal. In today's market, even coins with moderate wear are in fierce demand if their design remains clear and surfaces undamaged. Historical power, Colorado. Joined the Union exactly 100 years after independence, and that centennial symbolism connects deeply with American pride and history lovers. Every element from the mountains to the motto gives this coin both aesthetic and emotional gravity, and collectors are paying accordingly. Here's the truth. Although over 274 million of these quarters were minted, fewer than a handful remain in premium, original condition that collectors will fight over. Most were spent, nicked, or dulled in everyday commerce. But once in a blue moon, a clean, beautifully preserved 2006 with D example surfaces, and when it does, all eyes turn to the auction floor. The growing movement of state quarter completion collectors, enthusiasts building top-grade sets from all 50 states, has turned coins like this into modern-day gold mines. Each year, fewer appear. Each auction pushes prices higher. In 2025, demand for mountain-themed designs and Denver Mint issues has gone through the roof, and Colorado's coin stands right at the summit. Now for the number that makes hearts race. In today's blazing hot auction climate, the 2006 with D Colorado Centennial State Quarter in fine condition has hit $90,000. That's $90,000. Dollars for a single quarter, a coin you could have easily overlooked in your change tray. Market analysts call this part of a modern mint miracle, prices climbing as new collectors pour into the hobby and hunt down the best survivors from the early 2000s State Series era. This is not hype, this is happening. The figures are real, the sales are recorded, and the excitement is spreading like wildfire across America's numismatic community. If you are lucky enough to find one, treat it like a mountain treasure. Check for the D mint mark just beside Washington's ponytail. Examine the design carefully. The clearer the Rockies and the lettering, the more valuable your coin becomes. Never clean it. Dirt or toning adds character, but cleaning destroys authenticity. Get it graded. A certification will unlock its true auction potential. Preserve it in a capsule or protective holder. Oil from your fingers can dull its original finish. Colorado quarters have recently spiked in value alongside other late program issues. Stay informed, stay ready. The 2006 with D Colorado State Quarter is a symbol of strength, exploration, and the enduring beauty of America's frontier, and it's also a modern-day fortune in disguise. With a market value soaring to $90,000, this small piece of metal has proven that history, art, and rarity can transform ordinary change into extraordinary wealth. So, next time you empty your pockets, check closely. That shining coin with the Rocky Mountains on its back might just be the hidden treasure that changes your life forever. And remember, here on Rare Coin Secrets USA, we bring you fresh daily updates on America's most valuable circulating treasures. Stay tuned, because even though this is the grand finale of our top 10 list, the hunt for hidden fortune in your pocket change never ends. Your next coin could be the next legend. Keep watching, keep searching, and keep believing.